Remember, I was talking about the time of graduation? There's a moment of graduating. It's when an event happens, and it happens in great detail. It happens the exact way that I'm seeing it happen. It's my graduation. I studied this world script for almost 3 years. Trump said that our economy in America has been at its best for the past 3 years. We're all going to be on house arrest. What do you do when you're on house arrest? I remember sitting in jail, and it wasn't the greatest feeling in the world. But while I was there, I decided to free up my mind. I still had social anxiety, big time, and then coming off the Xanax was another issue. And it takes a while to even get your normal feelings back. And then I took pills a lot at that time. So basically all my endorphins were gone. I had no feeling inside. I was just like an empty vessel. I wasn't evil. I just didn't have a care in the world because I didn't like the life I was living. I just didn't like it. Me and my kid's mom went through a lot, and I didn't know how to handle it. So that was a cleansing period where going there, getting away from the world, and going there was a relief in a way, but not because I left my 2.5-year-old son. That wasn't the relief. Knowing that it was something necessary I had to go through, which is the same exact thing that's getting ready to happen in the world. I've already been through it. To be on house arrest, it's way better than actually being in jail. I mean, well, I'm saying for everybody, all of you out there, they still might put me in jail just because I predicted what's going to happen, and then it doesn't, and there's like questioning going on, but you can't pin anything on me. There's no proof that I'm collaborating with anybody. There just isn't. The CIA has all the records. Click has every record of mine, every entry of YouTube, every entry of the internet, every single thing I've ever bought, there's a record of it. All phone calls to the names, the people, the numbers, the places, everything. There's no collaboration with that. And I've been in jail before. I've defended myself with things that I didn't actually do, so I didn't get more time. And it's just prepared me for this time right now. So I'm telling everybody else, you're going to be on house arrest. Only if you go to jail can you appreciate house arrest. If you've never been on house arrest or jail, it's going to feel like you're in a prison, obviously. It's the way it feels. It's just like if you don't eat for a day or two and you've never not eaten for a day or two, you're going to feel like you want to die. You're not going to, but you're going to feel like it. When you get prepared with these things, it makes it easier to go through it next time. I'm on the next time. Here we are. House arrest. I'm still trying to figure out the details as I go. As the world turns, the script, I keep taking pieces of this and that. And when these things happen, like Trump, as I've already said this last year, he was going to, get raptured up out of here. Or get shot, right? I said that. He was going to get shot last year. It was somewhere in, I think it was in early May. It was in early May I gave all those predictions. Or no, I said it was going to be in early May. That's right. So it was in April, maybe even March. I'll have to go back and look. But it'll probably be pretty interesting to look at all my videos from exactly last year, because everything's kind of lining up. May 3rd bombs. Remember those? I said May 3rd bombs. Iran's going to drop the bomb on Israel/America because it's America, but it's like it's the Israelites. And at the same time, they have to play it out with Israel too. Even though it's spiritually, it's over here. But all those events are starting to take place. Martial law is getting ready to, you're going to start seeing them with your own eyes. And then you're going to know it's real. But so what? How many other people have said that we're going to have martial law? Big deal, right? The big deal is, how many years have we been hearing about wars and rumors of wars? World War III. I've heard, my dad used to tell me all the time, I thought we would have it any moment when I was like 10. It's like that fear point. So I can see why people don't really want to talk to me all the time. But now is a different story because it's actually going to happen. I graduate. I go from being the student to being the teacher. I go from being a son to a father. It's like having a newborn son. You now become a father to that son that you just created. God created us. He created our flesh and bones, and he creates the ground and the dirt and everything. But we live in it. He's an observer. The watchers, they watch us, they observe. They can't interfere with you. These angels that are walking on planet Earth, these messengers, they're not supposed to intervene with you, but they do stalk you. They do stalk you, and if they stalk the right person, if they're evil, that right person, if they stalk the right person, like somebody that makes long ass videos, then 33 minutes a day they get this IV drip in them. It like cleanses their filthiness of their thoughts and their fornication and their murders and sorcerers and fear mongering, and except for Christopher Green. Christopher Green is scared to death. He's over there in Hawaii, and he's telling you that he heard from a little birdie. Oh, he heard from a birdie that what's going to happen here is this. Stock market's going to crash. Everything is tumbling down by next week. He's over in Hawaii driving his convertible, red Camaro, 4-cylinder. 4-cylinder. Oh man. Over there in Hawaii, it's going to be this great lake of fire. Because in Hawaii, the volcanic eruptions start over there, where he went. Unfortunately, it's not going to be real for him, so he doesn't really burn in the lake of fire, because Christopher Green, you need to burn in the lake of fire. You're over there in Hawaii calling us punk bitches because we're going to stay where we're at in America. I'm telling you, it's what he said. Do you believe me? He's talking directly to us. He's the scared bitch that's over there in Hawaii because he doesn't want to get thrown through the fire over here in America. He's selling us all his food. Man, you're going to get it, Christopher. Hard hitting in your face. I'm telling you. So, unfortunately for him, the lake of fire is not real. So when you hear about these volcanic eruptions that start over there in Hawaii, because that's the birthing pains, and the water's going to break because that's the tsunami pains, and the earth is going to quake because California has to sink into the ocean. And Stephen James is showing you that the coronavirus is affecting all of the Antichrist states, like mainly East Coast, California, over there in Florida. Tucker, Brian, you're screwed over there. Gary Perry, Indiana, you're screwed over there. But if you go to Texas and if you go to Michigan, it's clear. Oh, how convenient. The king of the South and the king of the North. It's all good. Remember, there's tidings out of the East that troubles that king of the South over there. And then eventually the king of the South fights with him. And then it's just this whole script that was written out by these people. It was going to be played out anyway. What I'm telling you isn't something that I created. What I'm telling you is just what they're doing. They were going to do this whether I hopped up on YouTube 3 years ago or not. This was their plan. It's just as they're going through it, they're realizing that Bible prophecy is actually being fulfilled and their hearts are actually changing. So therefore the script and the scriptures becomes real. For the first time, it's all going to be fulfilled. Man. So Christopher Green, coward, man. Coward. I can understand the ones that they receive this and they go, because, they don't know, but Christopher Green is rubbing it in our face. That's the difference. That's the difference. Kobe Bryant just signed away his soul to Kleck as the first fallen black angel, part of the 2616 down dynasty, because he was the first to go on January 26th. Kleck is the last to go, the white angel, because he's going to ascend up into heaven on March 16th because, well, he dies on that day, but his soul ascends up for 3 days. And then, when he comes back, there's a great freaking earthquake on COVID-19 because Kleck's going to give you the video from Kobe Bryant's first video on the 26th to fulfill the 16th on March 16th, 2020. Because you got 3 days after that, it's boom, 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 it's 3 in a row. Then the great earthquake happens. The rapture takes place. People disappear. The coronavirus is already killing Donald Trump. He's going to die of a brain hemorrhage. You're going to see a bloody head between... Kleck's going to have one of those too. But again, details come as other stuff gets confirmed. That's how me and my dad talk. He gives me the information non-stop, and I just let it filter through and flow. And then when you see these things starting to happen, and Trump is, as you all have already said it, immediately, I said it immediately and repetitively. As soon as I heard about that coronavirus, I could go back to the videos and look at the titles. Donald Trump is up next. Donald Trump, he's coronavirus. He's going to die of it because he needs to have a wounded head. But at the same time, with the wounded head, he still needs to fulfill the part where he falls from the sky as a fallen angel into the water so he can disappear. Well, first he can walk on the water like Christ, and then, or he can disappear for 3 days, and the rumor will be, for those that believe the Bible, they're not going to say it. They're just going to tell you people like John out the belly. They're going to make references to the whale, the great fish, 3 days, Trump disappearing for 3 days, and then, rising back up, dying of the coronavirus, hemorrhage, head wound, but then living. But at the same time, Kleck has to fall from his airplane to do the similar thing, but his is a parachute malfunction. Donald Trump is, that witch? Remember that witch that cast spells on Donald Trump? They're all coming true now. That was back in October, I think. Donald Trump, his Air Force One is going to fall from the sky because the Democrats going to sabotage his airplane. But really, at the same time, when he falls and disappears, you're going to have the alien believers believe that he got abducted. You're going to have the rapture believers believing that he was taken, and when we're left, all the churchgoers that still believe in a rapture. Look, I fell for it. You fooled me once, you can't fool me again. First 9/11, you fooled me. Second 9/11, not at all. I'm going to tell you exactly where it's at before you do it. This is the greatest moment in the history of existence of creation, because this is us creating the future. Now's the time to hop in. I mean, it's time. Noah's been warning people about this great flood that's coming. You don't have to like them. You don't even have to trust them or believe them. But we were warned. There is a key. It's the key of salvation. When Noah and Adam have this key, it's the key to the entire salvation of creation. How do you perceive what you're watching, what you're hearing with your ears? Can you hear with your ears, or are you deaf? Do you suffer from the virus that didn't come out yet? The panic now virus, or the time panic? If you suffer from the time panic, you're not going to be able to hear what I'm telling you. And if you're suffering from the coronavirus, you can't see what I'm telling you. I don't know what's going to happen to Steve. I think he gave up because he's playing the same role as Clegg. He's playing the same role as Trump. However, a little different. Steve is telling you he's the Lion of the tribe of Judah. He's telling you he's Asu Yesu Christ. He's telling you these things. These blasphemies coming out of his mouth. Jonathan Clegg is telling you everything and anything without saying he is or isn't, and he's leaving it up for your interpretation, which is brilliant. Donald Trump is acting like he has no clue that he's the Lion of the tribe of Judah. He has no clue that he is a prophet from God sent. He has no idea. So all of these Christ actors, well, Clegg is playing a Christ actor role, but he's also playing a Lucifer role. But he's also playing John the Baptist role. It's completely up to you to interpret which one is it that he's doing. Or is it just none of the above? Is he just a nobody? The one thing I don't do is waste time at all. At all. All of this time I've been spent on YouTube is getting ready to pan out to my graduation. I created this. It's my graduation. I turned from a student to a teacher. As I teach, and I develop students, and then students are interested in what I have to teach, and then you can learn the same damn thing that I've learned. I'm not hiding anything or keeping any information from anybody. When you get my information, you get to feel the same way that I do. How I feel day in and day out is, I'm just living it. Just living in the moment of it, because it's happening now. It's happening now. I'm recording as much as I possibly can for my children's 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 children, and for just whoever wants to watch. These events that are going to take place is going to be pretty quite amazing when they actually do, and you can prove timestamps beforehand to anybody that these are the events that take place, and this is how it's going to turn out. Debt forgiveness. All of our debts are going to be forgiven. Do you believe it? The economy's collapsing. This is the time now. If anybody had any money, take some money, invest it into something, into the stock market, and just make sure you buy something that's going to be worthwhile. What do you think is going to be worthwhile in the future? Starting now. That, well, if you're on house arrest, but they still allow you to have a credit card, a Mac card. You still have a card, a credit card, a Visa, paid, prepaid, whatever it is. What is it that you'll order online? But it can't be anything like, you can't order McDonald's to take out. You can't order Pizza Hut. You can't order that kind of stuff. Nobody's going to be working there. Think about what you... Now, again, I can keep this information and charge you like Christopher Green does, and then go hide like a freaking coward over in Hawaii right when you know that shit's going to pop off here in America. Who's the real bitch? So invest into something that a drone can deliver to you. Or even something that's local that can be ordered online. Something local that can be ordered online. I would say the most important thing to invest in would be like Deer Park water. More than gold. Gold is skyrocketing as the economy is collapsing, and Christopher Green is gleeing because he told you so. Well, it's easy to tell anybody so when they're acting as a prophet and they have the script in their ear. It's not even in his hand. He pretends to read, but it's in his ear. When you have the script in your hand, you can look like you've known everything that was going to happen. And then when it happens, it's like, see, I told you so. Nope. That only works for me. Because the CIA that watches, well, you know that I don't have a script in my hand. And what I'm telling you actually is happening. It's going to continue to happen. And it's going to get in greater and greater detail as it happens. Harold Camping. Remember that name. I never let people forget who Harold Camping was. Did I, Harold? Not at all. Keep people in remembrance of Harold Camping and what he said. Because he warned us about this May 21st, 2011. That was the beginning of God's judgment on planet Earth. The scorpions rose up from the pit and they started to sting men. Well, now that the economy is getting ready to collapse in 2011, May 21st, 2011, what I thought was going to happen is coming. Now that all that's happening, what do you do? What can you do? What are your options now? Can you leave? Do you want to leave America like Christopher Green and the rest of the cowards that left? No. No, maybe. But where are you going to go? I thought about leaving America before I hopped on YouTube. I literally got my passport. And wait, it might even have been while I was on YouTube. Somewhere around the beginning stages. Yeah, pretty sure it was. I was getting my wife the passport. I was getting my son, and I was looking into moving to Vietnam because the price of living's so cheap, and it's all beautiful homes. But then I looked into it some more. You know what changed my mind? That Mr. Rothschild owns the entire Vietnam, and I'm like, then I'm thinking I'm going to be setting a trap. I didn't realize at the time that it's all the same no matter where you go. You are not going anywhere that's going to be any different. You're going to have to deal with it. So I tried to run away like Christopher Green. Yep, I tried. Thought about it. What can you do besides get your house in order? You get the things that you need and want. What do you want? What do you need? You need all the necessities. You want to be able to clean yourself. You want to be able to still drink. You want to be able to still eat stuff, but not a lot. You want to start dieting, fasting, it's best to keep working out. You need heat, you need fire, you need, remember, there's it's like, man, it must be like $15, and they got these cartridges that are like, I don't know, $3 for a container of 3, and it's a portable fire. You take it with you on camping trips. What you do is you can always heat up the water, even if you get trash cans full of water. You're still going to be able to heat up the water, and you use that to bathe. You don't use a lot. You know, I've even cut down on, when I wash a dish, are you this person too? You put the nozzle on all the way and all this water comes out and you're just washing your dish. Like, don't you realize that if you just turn it down, if you go 1/10 of what you're doing there, you can get the same result? Same thing with brushing your teeth. You don't need to use all that water. So restrict yourself to what you have. It'll help you not suffer as much. If you're prepared for it, and on top of that, you're not fearful of the government, and you're not listening to all the stories that martial law is going to come in and just shoot you in the freaking back of the head for what? They're locking everything down. We're all going to be in our houses. This is house arrest. Make your house comfortable while you're there. I even painted my walls because I knew that this was going to happen. I painted my living room and my kitchen, and I was working on the dining room, but then I got busy again because I know I'm going to spend a lot of time in there. Now I'm going to be, talking to my family about what's going on here, because I've graduated. I've graduated from the point of the world script, and then as it's happening, I can still show them how this is going to work. And what it does is it gives them more faith in me. What I was saying this whole entire time is actually coming true now. So listen up. Here's what's going to happen in the end. Debt jubilee. I guarantee it. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.